Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, my oh my, it is Thursday. Good to see you, 7th day of March 2024. We are back at it again. For Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, I am Dan Kuntz. Good to start your day with us. It's chilly, it's 25 degrees. Yesterday at this time it was 23 degrees and yet it feels colder. It may be March, but it still feels a lot like January. Once again, bountiful sunshine for everybody in our viewing area. We'll do it again today, most of Friday. Some weak disturbances start rolling in Friday night. We'll be pretty cloudy with a chance of rain Saturday, Sunday, Monday, kind of into Tuesday and Wednesday. And then they say things are going to get really nice. Finally, sunny and cold for the rest of the work week. And then we warm up and cloud up just in time for the weekend. We have the complete weather forecast details coming up, plus the news, plus sports, Cougar ladies and the Husky lady basketball teams losing in the first round of the Pac-12 tournament down in Las Vegas. We'll have highlights. Bighorn basketball returns for their second year. They have their first home games this weekend up at the Schlang Community Gym. We had a nice conversation with the head coach. We'll have that when we get to sports as well. It is Thursday. Pause for pets. Isaac the dog. Isaac is a big dog. Isaac probably needs a big home. He needs a forever home anyway. We'll visit with our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And speaking of friends of this station and of this program, had a chance to pop on down to the bunker headquarters of Vets Serving Vets. I talked to Mark Harley, one of the organizers of that great organization. They have a new head dude, Jose. He visited with us, and Bruce Blevins from Gladsong, the community choir here in town, in their second year. They have a couple of big fundraisers coming up, and we want to help our friends out at Vets Serving Vets. So you'll hear from Mark, Jose, and Bruce in the back half of the program. Always a pleasure to see those guys. That's all coming up. Busy show for you today. Let's go. Probably should have some pretty decent views with these longer days. Again, we're still getting 3 additional minutes of daylight per day than the day before, and then the day before that, and then the day before that. For the record, sunrise this morning was at 6:28. Sun will dip down into the Cascades, not into the Cascades, that would be freaky, at 5:56, 11 hours and 27 minutes of daylight. We popped off at 44 yesterday. Our normal high is 49. By the time we get to this time next week, our normal high will be 50. But I do like these longer days, although I do wish it was just a little bit warmer. Billy Goat should be looking mighty fine indeed. Good morning to Billy Goat. Oh, Omac, right now, you are the cold spot. You are at 22 degrees, 3 degrees colder up in Omac. Good morning to our friends to the north of us as the sun is getting a little bit higher each day. The sun peaks about 12:30 in the afternoon and then starts going down the other way. Good morning to our friends up to the north. Rock Island camera, a little too cold to play golf, if you ask me. That's a nice juxtaposition, isn't it? You have the golf course at the bottom of the screen and the snow at the top of the screen. They did an event. They don't do it anymore. There used to be an event. You might remember it. It was the Highlander and Mission Ridge got together. You would ski in the morning and golf in the afternoon. You could do that here in the Wenatchee Valley. Beautiful view from our Rock Island camera. And the Badger Mountain camera is looking mighty fine. So good, we're going to show it to you again. We showed it to you yesterday. Can't really see East Wenatchee a great deal. You can see the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval and a little bit at Fancher Heights, but obviously the bench in East Wenatchee keeps East Wenatchee out of the view of that camera, but you can see all of the North Wenatchee area, the mighty Wenatchee River, Confluence State Park, the Stemilk Complex, and of course all the way to Monitor and almost to Cashmere for that matter. Just a stunning view from our Badger Mountain camera. Again, the forecast has been pretty consistent, and it's not going to change much at all. Sunny and chilly, high of 44, which is pretty much what we hit yesterday. 30 for the overnight low tonight, couple of clouds. Well, we're going to call it partly cloudy on Friday. We'll have some sunshine in the morning, but the clouds will start to roll in by the afternoon hours as a series of frontal systems are not real strong, but they're going to come. They're going to bring a little rain to the valleys and some snow in the upper elevations. So the trade-off is we lose the sun, but we warm up a little bit. That's really going to begin on Saturday. Under cloudy skies, we'll get up to about 47, near 50 on Sunday, with a pretty good chance of rain, especially Sunday afternoon. Measurable rain, the best chance Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, into Monday morning. We'll see the sun breaks come out a little bit. It'll still be fairly unsettled on Tuesday. We start seeing some sunshine on Wednesday, and as I mentioned at the top of the hour, all of the computer models that the National Weather Service follows and their satellites and all of that stuff that they own and they know what they're doing with, they say starting late next week, starting Wednesday, but probably more like Thursday of next week, about a week from now, we could be in for an extended period of sunny and warm and dry weather. And that I like. All right, that's your forecast. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley Thursday edition on the NCW Live channel.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
Outside a couple of high clouds, it's quite pleasant, although a little on the chilly side, 25 degrees, right around 44. Again, lots of sunshine. Sunshine most of the day Friday. Clouds will start rolling in Friday. We'll have a series of weak systems coming in, increasing the chances of rain, also warming us up a little bit. And then by the end of next week, it's looking good. Keep your fingers crossed. It's 8 minutes after the hour. A domestic violence case that was complicated by the police mishandling. They were reading text messages between the defendant and his attorney. Well, it's all done now. Robert Gerald Hansen, age 49, had been charged with assault and stalking committed against his spouse, who alleged that Hansen strangled her last November. Chelan County Sheriff's detectives investigating the case were granted access to Hansen's cell phone, where they improperly read a chain of text messages between Hansen and his attorney. That forced prosecutors to accept a plea agreement to gross misdemeanor charges of violating a protection order rather than the original felony charges. And because of that, Hansen was released Tuesday from the Chelan County Jail, where he had been held since early January on a $500,000 bond. A 19-year-old Wenatchee man was sentenced to 2 years in custody after pleading guilty to third-degree rape and assault. Uziel Lopez Marina admitted to sexually assaulting 2 teenage victims back in 2022, that's when he was 18, and to physically attacking a third victim in 2020. Wenatchee police arrested Lopez 15 months ago on reports that he'd raped both victims during parties at a Castle Rock Avenue apartment. He's been jailed since that time. Once released, Chelan County Judge Robert Jordan ordered that Lopez serve 3 years on Department of Corrections supervision and will have no contact with his victims for 5 years. Lopez will also be required to register as a sex offender. 3 people killed in that devastating collision outside of Mattawa last week have now been identified. The 2 women and 1 man who died in the March 1st crash between their pickup truck and a garbage truck, as well as the surviving driver of that truck, all from Bolivia. Hilda and Ada Rodriguez were 29 and 25 years old, respectively. Efrain Flores Garcia, also 29. All 3 were pronounced dead at the scene of the accident. in which a Ford F-150 pickup being driven by Marcelo Charca Gomez struck the garbage truck after failing to stop at an intersection about 2 miles southeast of Mattawa. Gomez, by the way, is still in the hospital. Grant County Sheriff's deputies say the investigation into the cause of that crash is ongoing. Investigators say they've wrapped up their probe into the fatal shooting out in Quincy. It took place a couple of months ago. Of course, this was a police shooting. The multi-agency Central Basin investigative team was called in after the police in Quincy opened fire and killed a man at a local convenience store after he allegedly stabbed an officer. Team commanders now say they've completed their review of the incident. They have sent the case off to Grant County Prosecutor Kevin McCrae. His job is to decide if the police shooting was lawfully conducted. Billy Tollickson is a registered nurse. She oversees the health care of the inmates being held at the Chelan County Regional Justice Center. She's worked there for the last 22 years. She and her staff of 6 nurses tend to about 200 inmates every day. On the podcast Chelan County Connection, she said the jail is routinely dealing with medical problems among those who are in jail and awaiting trial.
This building was built in the early 1980s. So unlike a lot of the jails you might see on television, for instance, it's older. It doesn't have the direct supervision. So there's a lot of individual tanks and cells where incarcerated individuals are living. We don't have an infirmary. So we don't have a hospital-like setting. We do have a clinic that we're able to see inmates in and do our assessments and treatments, but it's relatively small. Of course, it's a jail, so there's not a lot of windows. My office is not, is a lot of concrete. But yeah, we do have nursing staff. We do have mid-level providers that come in. I have a physician that oversees the mid-level providers. So we have a pretty good staff of medical professionals that work at the jail. And that also includes 2 of our mental health professionals as well, who also happen to be nurses. We have a lot of short-term stays and we have quite a few long-term stays. So there's a lot of the acute care that will come in. We have your injuries and things like that, but we also have those people that are in need of chronic healthcare management. So your diabetics, your cardiac patients. A lot of it may be new diagnosis when they come in, something that we've found just by seeing them in clinic. There's a lot of orthopedic and things like that that have to be followed and taken care of. Often there's pregnancies. We have right now a lot of withdrawal assessments, a lot of detoxification. So there's a lot of a wide range of medical care that goes into correctional nursing. We see a lot of different ailments. Unfortunately, there is a lot of mental health issues in our area and not a lot of resources. So they do often end up in the jail, and our mental health professionals are able to deal with crisis. They're able to help with transition. They're able to help in the courts. Hopefully, our goal is to always get them hospitalized if it's possible. When I first started, although we had a lot more people in the jail, we used to contract with other different agencies. So we generally had a pretty large population, but I felt like the care and the needs weren't quite as serious. And so we were seeing a lot of acute issues every day. As the years have progressed, though, we're seeing a lot more chronic health care issues. Our population's getting older. The drug use is changing. Seeing a lot of different kinds of drugs in our area, unfortunately, including fentanyl. And so, yeah, it's really taken a turn as far as a lot of our nurses are focusing on the withdrawal and the detoxification part of it, the MOUD programs, the MAP programs, ways to treat these individuals while they're incarcerated. So it's definitely changed over the years.
If you're a big fan of the Wenatchee Wild, and I mean a big fan, and you have a couple of extra $100,000 sitting around, you could be the proud owner of that The hockey team's leadership is getting rid of that thing. That's their 2004 Prevost motor coach that's been carrying the Wenatchee Wild to ice arenas all over the Northwest and Canada. It's got about 640,000 miles on it. The vehicle went up for sale on eBay earlier this month. Buyers have until the end of this month, March 31st, to put in their bid. The seller's asking price, by the way, is $200,000 or best offer. And we have an update on that missing Chelan woman who's been missing now for quite some time, because the Chelan County Sheriff's Office, specifically Ryan Moody, sent us a brand new photo of that woman. She's 37-year-old Adriana Nunez Gutierrez of Chelan. They wanted you to look at this new photo. Of course, she was last seen at her home in Chelan on the evening of February 15th, last heard from in the early morning hours of February 16th, reported missing on February 23rd. There was a couple of false sightings. They thought maybe it was her. Turns out it was not. Adriana is a Hispanic female, about 5'3" tall, 110 pounds, dark hair, usually wears a black sweatshirt or a dark jacket. And according to her family, she walks with a noticeable limp. So investigators still looking for her. If you have any idea, you want to get a hold of the Chelan County Sheriff's Office, but they sent a recent photo of her to us, and we thought we'd throw that up there to see if she can be located. That's the news at 16 minutes after the hour. One more newscast, actually two more. Today's Thursday. Daylight saving, I think, messed me up, and we haven't even gotten there yet. The news tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock with Grant Olson in the anchor chair, 5, 6, and 10. Right here in the NCW Life channel. If you watch your news online, a lot of people do, our newscast will be up and running right around 5 o'clock. It'll be on our homepage, ncwlife.com. It'll be on our Facebook page. It'll be in our YouTube page. It'll be on our app. And if you don't have our app, that's how you go about doing it. Hold up your camera, get the QR code, and you are good to go. And we love news tips. If you think something out there is newsworthy, get a hold of us. Best way to go about doing it, by the way, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Cactus League Baseball, lots and lots of basketball, both locally and region, will dominate sports when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. LocalTel cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting localtel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere, so when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now or visit localtel.net to learn more.
Sports at 20 minutes after the hour. The Mariners used a 5-run 6th inning, and that propelled them to a rare victory. An 8-7 win over the Royals yesterday in Cactus League action. It's just the second win of spring training for the M's. They did have a tie in there. It was their first win in spring training since February 26th. Seattle plays the Angels at their home park in Peoria this afternoon at 12:10. The Pac-12 women's tournament, both the Cougar and the Husky women, their teams are out of the Pac-12 tournament. They both lost in the first round yesterday in Las Vegas. For the Cougars, they shot a season-low 30% from the floor and were out-rebounded 48-35.
Long ball. It's good. Yep. Is right. Tunita.
Yep.
4 for 27
and still
and 10 points.
Just 1 assist for Washington State.
Man, and there she is again. All freshman, I guess.
Suarez, who has not attempted a 3, is a 3-ball shooter. You could tell McIntosh is feeling it too on that last take.
And 1, and B takes the contact and scores. Mercatete boarding. Here's Wallach. Wallach with the line drive triple. She's got 7. And Washington State, the defending champions, will exit early. Mastrov with the 3. Seconds to go. Prydale. Big smile on her face. 65-40-44.
The Husky game was a little bit closer. They cut an 11-point deficit down to just 2 points in the waning moments, but it wasn't enough as the Huskies lose to Arizona.
She does so many things out there on the floor and rarely leaves the floor, as beautiful timing and finish from Steins.
Love the confidence.
Schwartz, Daniels, the smaller defender, sagging off, and she sees it, gets the shot.
The beauty of a great pivot foot.
Schwartz looking at Daniels. Now she'll skip it all the way across to Steins. Steins, tough shot with some contact from the D. Noble back in. She was a nice spark early in this one. Can she help out now?
Oh, Seller says, where'd the door come from?
Wow, the help D rotating over. Legs, big bucket, and patience by the Huskies.
The mini Puello is playing really well.
She's keeping up with her. Schwartz finally an open look and nothing but net. Now Sellers out running. Defense getting back though. Schwartz, the corner hits it. Another look, and that's great spacing and push. And their ability to force them is impressive. Help D, good takeaway there by Schwartz. Sellers, she'll push. So quick, and the finish.
Need to get her going. She was brilliant in the first quarter.
Hesitation inside, Jada Williams gets it.
And a great season for Tina Langley in Washington as they continue to build it back.
Yep, made it all the way to the back.
So both teams are now in wait-and-see mode. The Cougars are hoping to go to the NCAA tournament for the 4th straight year. They're on the bubble. The Huskies are probably bound for the NIT. Speaking of the Huskies and the Cougars, unless they meet in the conference tournament, the Cougars and Huskies will meet for the final time on the basketball court tonight as Pac-12 rivals. Washington State plays host to Washington. Cougar coach Kyle Smith says tonight the atmosphere will be intense.
It's a unique, like I said, when the schedule came out, I saw an opportunity we could have really 3 good crowds to finish the season. Hopefully you're in a position to ascend, and it's actually worked out better than I anticipated. And to finish this thing with Washington on our home floor with, there's always something at stake, and it's a rivalry, but then, we're still in the hunt to win the league, which is just incredible. So we should be good crowd. It'll be loud. It'll be exciting. And I told our guys that, I've been coaching 31 years. There's not many, I maybe think a handful of times where we've been in a game like this, and it'll be exciting.
Huskies and Cougars, I'll be watching at 6 o'clock tonight. That's on FS1. By the way, closer to home, the Wenatchee Bighorns basketball team rolls out their new team for the home crowd this weekend at the Chelan Community Gym. That'll be their home court for the year. Head coach J.P. Davis says this team is going to play up-tempo.
If you've been around any of the training camps, it's been a full effort on getting us in shape so we can play fast. I think we'll provide a brand of basketball that the Valley will be proud of. We play hard, we're going to play physical, and we're going to play fast. I'm a very fiery, passionate guy. That's how I play, that's how I coach. So I think the Valley will enjoy just the product that we put on the floor, okay? A bunch of young guys that are playing hard, playing the right way, and playing for each other. We believe in 3 philosophies: smart, tough, together. So we want to be a smart team. We want to make the right plays. We're going to be tough, so we're not going to allow guys to cut in front of us. We're not going to make dumb mental errors, and then we're going to be together. So, and I think we've hit all 3 of those last night, and we were pretty successful as far as making sure that we're together and we're a brotherhood and that we're playing together.
In fact, there's going to be a lot of basketball in Chelan. You got the Bighorns on Saturday and Sunday, and then Sunday afternoon, you can watch even more basketball. This is pretty cool. It's a basketball doubleheader featuring the best girls, senior boys, the best senior girls and boys basketball players from the smaller schools in our area. It's Sunday afternoon at the Chelan High School Gymnasium. The girls tip off at 2. The boys will follow at 4 o'clock. Admission is $8 for adults, $5 for seniors and students. Kids 10 and under get in free. All the proceeds, by the way, from these All-Star games will benefit the local AAU basketball program. Again, at the Chelan High School gym at 2 and 4 on Sunday afternoon. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 26 minutes after the hour. Happy Alexander Graham Bell Day. It was on this day that Alexander Graham Bell received his patent for the telephone. It's National Crown Roast of Pork Day. Doesn't look appetizing. I saw a picture of that, so I don't want to eat that. Today is National Flapjack Day. What's the difference between a flapjack and a pancake? I don't know. But today is, we celebrate a morning staple, cereal. It's National Cereal Day. And cereal itself is fairly new to the American dietary gastronomical party, if you will. Before cereal, and of course the vast majority of the people in this country lived on farms in rural areas. They did physically demanding work, so breakfast was big. It was all meat, beef and pork and sausage and ham and potatoes, and they would just blow themselves up on a big bunch of food, go out and work all day. They didn't usually take a lunch break, and then they would have another big dinner, and that's how they ate. And then along came, of course, John Kellogg and C.W. Post, who said, I think we can do better than that. Something a little healthier, something a little lighter, and something a lot better for you than a whole bunch. When you eat that much meat, that can't be good. So along came cereal. The 10 best-selling cereals in America, and the day they went on the market, or the year anyway. Number 10 is Fruity Pebbles. Came out in 1971. Number 9 of the top 10 best-selling cereals in America, Life cereal. First hit the market in 1961. Number 8, Frosted Mini Wheats, 1969. Number 8, Fruit Loops. First hit stores in 1963. Lucky Charms is 60 years old. They first got in 1964. Number 5, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, a fairly new one, 1994. Number 8, Honey Bunches of Oats. Number 4, I should say, came out in 1969. Third most popular cereal, Frosted Flakes. They're great, and they're full of sugar, 1952. Number 2, Honey Nut Cheerios in 1979, and the number 1 selling cereal in America is Cheerios, which first came out in 1941. In case you're curious, just in the United States alone, the cereal industry goes through 800 million pounds of sugar every year, and the average American will eat about 160 bowls of cereal every year. My 2 favorite cereals aren't even on the list. I'm a Raisin Bran and Wheaties kind of guy. They're not even in the top 10. Enjoy your cereal today on National Cereal Day, proclaimed as a national holiday by Congress. I made that up. It's the bottom of the hour. Today in history, Germany signed the Treaty of Versailles, of course, after losing World War I, but they wanted the Rhineland back, and France and Great Britain said, you can't, it's not yours. Hitler said, I don't care. And of course, they rearmed Germany again against the Treaty of Versailles. France and Great Britain looked the other way, and then on this date in 1936, Hitler ordered the army just to march into the Rhineland. We're just going to take it. When he marched 20,000 German troops into the Rhineland, you're going to take it. It was a huge day in Germany. It was national celebrations. Woohoo! France and Germany just, don't do it. That's it. Adolf, no more. They looked the other way. Adolf just took it. And he kept taking real estate. That's what he did. That was 88 years ago today. And 59 years ago today, March 7th, 1965, they had the commemoration over the weekend in Selma, Alabama, a group of 600 civil rights marchers. State and local police didn't much care for that, especially the local sheriffs. This is back in the day when the Big Billy sheriff was in charge. But this time around, the cameras were rolling. By this time, NBC decided they needed to have a full-time correspondent in the South reporting on the civil rights movement. This was 1965. They brought Frank McGee in, and Frank McGee told his bosses in New York, hey, there's some serious stuff going on down here that nobody seems to know about it. I think the best way to really get the message across of how the state and local police are basically beating people up on a regular basis is to film it. And so they had cameras there, and then they set the televised images back. All over America, they got to see this, and needless to say, they're kind of horrified watching the police just beat people up for no reason, essentially whatsoever. Tear gas, fire hoses, attack dogs. What they wanted to do was vote. That was in 1965. The civil rights movement will be televised. Something's got to do it to galvanize the folks, and that played a significant role 59 years ago today. And let's do some celebrity birthdays. Franco Harris, we lost Franco Harris, of course, a couple of years ago at the age of 72. He was born in the state in 1950. He's in the Hall of Fame. He so wanted James Brown's all-time, when O.J. Simpson retired, next up was Franco. It was Franco Harris right behind Jim Brown for the all-time NFL rushing title. Following the 1983 season, he wanted to stay with Pittsburgh. He wanted a big raise. The owners of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Rooney family, saw that Franco Harris was on the downside of his career. During training camp in 1984, he was cut. He signed with the Seattle Seahawks. His goal was to retire as the all-time rushing leader in NFL history. He came up 192 yards short. Of course, he played for the Seahawks. He played in just 8 games, only rushed for about 170 yards, and the Seahawks cut him, and his career came to an end. But he was still a great running back. Franco Harris, born in state 1950. Bryan Cranston is 68 years old. Hal in Malcolm in the Middle, of course. Dr. Tim Waitley on Seinfeld, the dentist, and of course, Walter White in Breaking Bad. He's also a very popular and well-known director. There's probably 4 or 5 television shows that you've seen directed by Bryan Cranston, including Modern Family, The Office, Malcolm in the Middle. He even directed his own self in Breaking Bad. Bryan Cranston is 68 years old, and speaking of The Office, Pam Beesly, and then Pam Halpern. Jenna Fisher celebrates birthday number 50 today. Happy birthday to her. 33 minutes after the hour. Thank you to Alpine Air for heat and air. Call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. It's still cold, and this is the time of the year where you want to get your air conditioners checked before the heat comes and they conk out. They can go out there and give it a quick look-see. Make sure you're good to go. Alpine Air for heat and air. Call Alpine Air. Pool to spa services. Great place to go. Have you seen what they've done with hot tubs nowadays? I'm all over that. It ain't your grandpa's hot tub, I can tell you that. They got him a pool to spa services and Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. Still to come, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Mignotti. We had a chance to head on down to the bunker earlier in the week to visit with vets serving vets. You're going to hear from Mark and Jose and Bruce. But first things first, it's Thursday. Isaac the dog needs a permanent home. It's Pause for Pets.
Hi there, my name is Christine, and I work here at Wenatchee Valley Humane Society as part of their behavior program. And today I am here with my friend Isaac. He is 6 months old, believe it or not, already weighing 70 pounds. Hi, buddy. and he is an Anatolian Shepherd mixed with Great Pyrenees. So both of those breeds are pretty large breeds, and both are known for their livestock guarding skills. So if you have, a farm or a place for him to work, livestock guarding is kind of in his DNA, you could say. But he also is such a gentle giant for only being 6 months old. He has a calm demeanor, he's gentle, and loves affection. So even if you don't have a farm, if you just have a family for him to be a part of, I think he would fit in just about anywhere. So Isaac came to us through animal control, and they were able to learn a bit about him through conversations with his previous owner. So it sounds like he lived with quite a few other dogs in the home. So he is dog experienced, and we have had a lot of fun with him here, introducing him to new dogs here. He gets along well with both males, females, varying ages. So he's a really easygoing guy when it comes to socializing with other dogs. So in his short time being here, Isaac, we found, already knows how to sit and is picking up leash skills really quickly. Despite being such a large puppy, he's really gentle and easy to walk on leash. So he would be great with anyone wanting to continue any type of training with him. He picks things up quickly and has a really gentle nature about him. So he's pretty easy to work with in that way. So if you're interested in meeting Isaac, you can you can come on down and meet him. We are open 11 to 6. Thursday through Tuesday. We are closed on Wednesdays, and Isaac here is available for meet and greets. So come on down and say hi to this big sweet guy.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select VX and L Series tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for 72 months. Contact your Kubota dealer for details.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can just this one.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents The Magic of Manson.
Come on out to Blueberry Hills for the best down-home scratch country cooking in north central Washington. You'll find it in Manson. Don't miss Blueberry Hills. Where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. wildaboutberries.com.
Tipsy Canyon is proud to introduce their latest lineup of new wines. The Garvins will make you feel right at home as spring unfolds across the Chelan Valley. Come up to the Manson Hills and experience the magic for yourself.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Mignotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, have you ever wondered why evangelical folks are so opposed to and condemning of our queer community? Well, there's a number of reasons for that, but an evangelical gay Christian, a guy named Mel White, proposes a theory in the book he wrote some time ago called Stranger at the Gate, to be gay and Christian in America. Now, Mel White suggests that with the fall of communism in the late 80s and early 90s, TV evangelists needed a new enemy to stir people up in order to keep the financial donations coming in. And this, again, is a common fascist tactic. If you want to stir up like-minded people, and of course, the TV guys needed to get people to keep giving them money, you need to create and then threaten them with the evils of a common enemy. With the threat of communism in those days past, Mel said that some of these guys, they needed some other issue to stir people up enough to keep shelling out their dough, and the queer community was handy. Maybe? Yeah, maybe so. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Check out ClubCrowCashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
How do you think like an entrepreneur?
I have had it in mind starting my own business. This is all really good to know right now. I am currently making a vision board. I am talking about my well-being, my personal finances, and habits that I would like to work on and to improve myself to be a better entrepreneur.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction is not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions, and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
We are back here helping out our good buddy Mark Harley, vets serving vets here at the bunker in the Harley Center, not named after Mark, although it should be. You called me, Mark, late last week and said, Dan, can you help us out? And I said, Mark, anything for you. You know that.
Yeah.
You know I love you guys and what you do here. So first of all, you called me, so why am I here?
We've got a couple of events coming up. Hang on. We got a couple of events coming up. We thought we'd get some airtime, get them out there so people know we're doing it.
Yeah,
we need money.
These guys need to, for the uninitiated, I know all about vets serving vets. Give folks a little rundown of what you do and why you're doing it here while your phone rings. You want me just to answer the phone?
No.
Say Kelly, I'm sorry.
She ought to be smart enough. Kathy. Well, we need money to keep an ongoing deal going, helping people. And so we're having a fundraiser, and then we're also having a Veterans Appreciation Dinner, and this gentleman's more in charge of both of those. But it's an ongoing deal. If somebody comes in today and needs money, we always have to have some money to keep going, and we have to beg, and that's what we're here for.
How does one become a member of Vets Serving Vets?
You walk in the door.
That's about as easy. That's the easiest initiation.
Yeah.
Kathy, he's busy. That's as simple as that.
Yeah, that's it. It's easy to, we got him. Walked in the door and put him to work. We need more younger vets too.
And let's talk about that. We talked about that last time you were on. I'm sure you're a Vietnam veteran.
Yeah.
And a damn good one at that. And then we didn't have anything going on actually, militarily speaking, until the early 1990s. But even with the Gulf Wars, the subsequent Gulf Wars in Afghanistan and what have you, the younger veterans returning just aren't really involving themselves.
Well, I think it's all
in many respects. So a lot of it, they just don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, I think the same thing happened when all of us came back from Vietnam and different places in that time frame. You don't want much to do with it. You're out of the Army, you say goodbye, I'm out of here. And then down the road you start. You know, I walked in a parade with my dad and Judge Lynch and a few of the other World War II guys. And that kind of started moving me into a little bit of a system, trying to do stuff. And then 15 years ago, I got pretty detailed and going doing it. So here we are.
And you need money. How are you funded now? Just general donations from the public?
Check, yeah. People, money coming in the door.
Okay.
This whole valley has been very supportive of us to be able to do what we do for 15 years and still have a little bit of money in the bank. But you never know. We got a call this morning from a guy that needs some housing for a while. He's having cancer surgery and stuff. So there it goes.
You've helped people out with food. I remember one time you told me you and a bunch of volunteers built a wheelchair ramp, I believe, for somebody one
Several.
time.
We put up, I don't know, probably 10 ramps for different people. We have a food bank. We have cars that we've been given to us to give away to people. You just never know.
The need is always going to be there.
The need is always there.
So we have the new Vets Hall not far from where we're standing, as a matter of fact, just down the road. Are you guys in communication with one another?
Yeah, they come over here, we go over there.
Okay.
Yeah, Jose ran over there this morning, didn't you? Yeah.
But your coffee is better than theirs,
Yeah,
right?
well, no, ours is crappier. We got the best free coffee in town. Has been.
Mark, how about people who they want to give you a hand? I don't have a lot of money, Mark, but I can help out other ways, either by volunteering their time or just saying, I got stuff I don't need. You want to have it? You can sell it, stuff like that. How can people help you out who don't exactly have the deepest of checkbooks?
Just have to walk in the door. You know, just sit and talk's fine. I don't care. We don't require of anything. And we have a lot of people that just come down and sit. We're happy today. This gentleman came down from Brewster.
Oh, good for him.
He got burned out a few years ago and hooked up with him, and he came down today, so yeah.
Bring a few bucks so you can lose some money in dominoes or cribbage, and that's about it?
Yeah, no gambling.
That's about it. Before we got on to this gentleman, how did this gentleman land on your radar?
He walked in the door.
As simple as, is that true?
That is true.
That is true.
Yeah, you were with Billy, weren't you? Yeah.
About 8 years ago, I came from Chicago right after the military. Chicago was my home growing up, but wasn't home after the military because bigger city. So decided to move somewhere where there wasn't that many people.
Well, you found it.
I did. I did.
I don't blame him leaving Chicago.
And in Chicago, there's a few vet centers that the VA provides, and that's where I found peace, with myself, being around other veterans, talking to other veterans, and getting to Wenatchee. This was as close as a VA center. I walked in, they welcomed me with open arms, and ever since then, I've been part of this organization.
You've been a lot of help.
And it's good to have some young people, nothing against you, Mark, you're young at heart, but this is what you were talking about for a long time. You need an injection of fresh blood, my friend.
Yeah, we need somebody that can do the work, the physical. Yeah. I'm one of the average age in here, I'm 76, so there's not a lot of effort in this group, but these young guys step up.
Well, first of all, thank you for your service. That's fantastic. What are your plans to keep this a vibrant, going concern?
Well, my military career, I was planning on doing 20 years, but unfortunately it got cut short. But my time for service continues, and being part of this community, it's one of them. So planning on keeping organizations like this and other, veteran organizations here in the Valley open for the need that this community has. There's a lot of need in this community. As small as it is, there's a lot of need. And having these organizations open for veterans that can just walk in and have a cup of coffee, talk to other veterans, that's a big help. So that's what I'm here, to keep that service going. And I'm more than willing to continue that.
I take it the Valley has been welcoming to you? I hope so.
It has.
Good.
It has.
Good.
He hung around long enough, he got elected president of this organization.
See what happens? You see what happens? He's a very persuasive guy. They got two significant fundraisers coming up. We're going to talk about the the first one first, and then we're going to bring in the guy who runs Glad Song, great singers, in just a little bit. Talk about the Veterans Appreciation Dinner. I'll let you touch on that.
Veterans Appreciation Dinner is just an appreciation dinner to all the veterans here in the community. It's open to any veteran that you know served. It's just a way of showing them, you know, a way of saying thank you for their service and you know all the sacrifices that they went through. We really don't raise funds during that event. It's just us, you know, providing a meal to our veterans and their families.
Well, you should. You should pass the hat. You'd be amazed what could happen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, and that is on that is Friday, April 5th, at the National Guard Armory on 5th Street by Wenatchee Valley College. Check that out. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the big fundraising event that's coming up on the last day of June of this summer, with some really talented vocalists, and that means Mark won't be in it.
Yep.
And we'll do that when we come back.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
We are back. We talked about the big appreciation dinner in April. June 30th is a day you want to circle on your calendar, because Glad Song will be singing their hearts out, and I mean singing their hearts out. I've seen these folks perform. Phenomenal vocal group. You've actually never been on the show. Introduce yourself to our television family.
I'm Bruce Blevins. I'm in charge of sound production and play guitar and sing and in Glad Song, and we really are looking forward to doing something for our local veterans this year. We try to schedule 10 to 12 concerts each year, and all of the money that we raise in these concerts go directly to the organizations. We don't keep any of the money for any of our...
You don't charge at all?
We don't charge at all. So 100% of what we raise goes to that charity. We've done events for the Hope Care Clinic, for the rescue missions, for food programs, for Omi Gardens. It's just whatever the need. You know, when somebody contacts Glad Song, we look and see if it meets our criteria. And if it does, then we try to set up a concert, and we play a lot of churches because churches let us use their venues for free. So we don't like to spend money to rent a place when we have places that we can play and put on concerts for free. And so we were looking really forward. I play golf with one of the guys from the bunker, and so when we got to talking about raising money for the bunker, it fell right in our wheelhouse of what we like to do. So we're looking forward this year to adding a veterans organization to our concert list.
Is it a hard sell for your organization? Because there's probably nonprofits knocking on your door. Please come play for us so we can raise some money.
Yeah.
You have to be somewhat selective.
We do. First of all, you know, we don't like to do organizations that have a lot of overhead. We want the money we raise to go directly to the people that need the help. So that's one of our key criteria for accepting a concert. But we really try not to turn anybody away, because it's what we love to do. We love to sing and play. And, you know, when this organization was developed, it was developed for a way to help people. And so we get to do two things. We get to raise money for local charities. And honestly, living in this valley my whole life, I didn't realize there was such a great need for so many organizations until we started doing this. And we've only been doing this for 2 years, and we've raised, a lot of money has been raised through this avenue for local charities throughout the valley. So,
and you have so much fun.
And
you guys are having a good time.
That's one of the criteria for joining Glad Song, is you've got to have fun, and we do. And we range our ages from their 30s to, we have a gentleman that's 82. So, you know, we are a broad spectrum of characters, and we have a good time, and We hope that when people come that they enjoy the show, because we do music that ranges from, you know, The Wizard of Oz to Alanis Morissette, so and the Doobie Brothers and James Taylor and everything in between. So you're going to get something you've probably heard in the concert.
How you doing for membership?
We're doing good.
Okay.
We're pretty booked up. We kind of have a limited number because of riser space, and you know we have a stage size we like to stick to. You know, with the equipment that we use, the guitars, the keyboards and stuff, and then 30 singers. You know, we try to keep our footprint to a certain size. But we could use another bass. But other than that, I think all of our choral parts are pretty full right now. We've added a couple over the winter, and last Sunday was our first rehearsal. So everyone in the group is really excited about this Veterans concert coming up. And we scheduled it right before the 4th of July.
Great idea. Great idea. June 30th at the Armory on 5th Street. It's just by donation. They'll pass the hat around. Be prepared to have a good time. Can you come and see me on a regular basis? Keep us nothing against Mark Harley. Everybody likes Mark, but quite frankly, you're much more attractive than Mark.
I can do that.
Can you do that?
I can do that.
I'd appreciate it.
And
happy singing, my friend. I'll let you have the last word. Go ahead.
Also, for that concert, we're looking for, you know, organizations out there that can donate. You know, we're doing a silent auction. If there's companies out there that want to sponsor, you know, that event, that'd be awesome as well. And just for all the veterans out there, you know, if they're out there, you know, they need help, seek help, because we'll need it.
There you go. Vets serving vets in the Harley Center here in Wenatchee. Used to be the bowling alley. Then it burnt down. That's another story altogether. Happy singing.
Thank you.
And don't be a stranger, all right?
I won't.
All right.
Thank you.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Around here, Jack Frost nips more than just your nose. That's why people here drive Honda. Dependable all-wheel drive with traction control, with heated steering wheel and seats to keep Jack Frost off your seat, which will make it very happy. And since it's no fun to fill up in this weather, isn't it cool that Honda is known for legendary fuel efficiency? Great deals are here now, and so is Mr. Frost. So see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
Steelhead Cider offers 20 taps with cider, beer, and wine, featuring views of the lake, great music, and fantastic flights. Find it on Wooden Ave behind the bookstore in downtown Chelan.
Kelly's Classic Ace Hardware Store. From the minute you walk through the door, you'll feel the difference. Kelly's revives the days of personal service lost in the big box stores of today. Kelly's Ace Hardware in classic downtown Chelan.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
All right, if you signed up for Winning Wednesday yesterday for those Wenatchee Wild ticket vouchers, the last of the group that I have to give away because I only have 2 more regular season home games left. I'm going to pull 3 names out of the hat. Each of these people will win 4 ticket vouchers to trade into tickets for either the last one of the last 2 games or maybe both if they want to. Congratulations to Mike. Mike, I will be getting a hold of you. Let me close my eyes. I want to make sure this is all on the up and up. We'll grab this one right here. Winner number 2 is Joe. I'll be getting a hold of you, Joe. And finally, winner number 3 right here, Turner. So Mike, Joe, and Turner, I'll be getting a hold of you via the email. Congratulations. You each get 4 ticket vouchers that you can use for the last 2 Wenatchee Wild regular season games. We got Spokane and Portland to wrap up the regular season, then it's on to the playoffs, but the vouchers are only for the regular season, so I had to get rid of them, and I just did that. From the National Weather Service, that way if you don't like the weather, you can blame the government. Nothing to not like here. A little chilly, but we'll take it. Another day of Cooey good sunshine, high of 44 degrees. We'll do it again for the most part on Friday. Once we get to Friday afternoon, Friday evening, it'll be a series of weak frontal systems that are passed through. Nothing too big. It's a trade-off. We're going to warm up temperature-wise to slightly above normal by the early part of next week, but not a lot of sunshine. The chance of rain Saturday, very good chance of rain Sunday afternoon, Sunday night into Monday, a continuing chance of rain into Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we get warm. And that's it for us. Have a great Thursday. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Gorgeous coastline and so many water adventures. That's me, Elizabeth, and today I'm exploring the south of France with my friends Garrett Clayton and Jennifer Veal. We'll stop in Saint-Tropez and see all the sights. When I think of the French Riviera, I think of all the cafes lined up along the water and make some incredible discoveries on the water.
I'm about to go flyboarding in my superhero suit.
Then we're off to admire those amazing yachts via boat, of course.
Do you see that beautiful boat behind us?
Oh, that one's huge! And then it's on to see the Principality of Monaco. We are about to get on this big red Monaco bus and go take a city tour before Jen and I go exploring in Monte Carlo. Right now we are in Port Hercules, where all the big yachts are. It's an epic adventure in the French Riviera that you definitely don't want to miss. So